name is Tim. I'll be your guide today. With us today is your driver, Nick. Good to see you, Nick. We also have a co-star of the world famous studio tour. You may recognize this guy from the shows That's My Jam on NBC or The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. It's Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide. And the greatest driver. They're the best. I love that. Even though owed me $5. Wait, what? I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety.
That's right, Jimmy. We do hope your safety rules. First and foremost, if you're in need of assistance of any kind, whether it's a medical emergency, if you drop something a valley off the side of the vehicle, or if you're having any video or audio issues, you want to reach up, grab the little red cord that runs down the center of each car. That's the emergency cord. You pull on that, we will stop and we'll be back to help you as soon as it is safe for you to do so. Otherwise, for the remainder of the studio tour, please remain seated, keep your arms lights inside the vehicle. I want to remind everyone there's no smoking of any kind during the studio tour. They won't have those cameras ready. Just be aware of any sudden train movements, loud sounds, fire effects, and water effects. Also, for your safety and the safety of those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while on board today. Enough of the rules. Let's get to the studio. As we head on down the hill, take a look on either side of a train. We're seeing these movie posters on the movie studio timeline. These represent just a fraction of the over 8,000 movies that have been made here at Universal Studios and are over 1 century of filmmaking. You might recognize quite a few of these, though. Whether they're the classics up here like Psycho or To Kill a Mockingbird, or today's action blockbusters a little bit further on down the hill. None of these movies would have been made, though, if it weren't for our founder, a gentleman by the name of Carl Ludwig. You know, Uncle Carl's there in the Boatsider screens. He founded Universal Pictures in 1912 and founded Universal City on March 15, 1915. And yes, we are still our own city. We have our own zip code, 91608. We have our own fire station here on the right-hand side. Ooh, they got the truck pulled out. Let's see if we can find some firefighters to wave at. Are they in there? Hey, they're going back in the truck. Hey! They're so busy. We also have a sheriff station up on City Walk. We have medical facilities, daycare facilities. We have a gym that I'll go to. We have 3 Starbucks and a coffee bean. Plus, you know, a giant theme park all in the middle of it. But there's something our city is missing that I know your city has. You know what that is?
What?
Residents. No one lives here. Rather than having residents, we have thousands and thousands of movie and television professionals who come here to work every day. And today's no different. Like I said, every camera ready. A lot of those folks work here at the front line. This is where the headquarters of Universal Pictures located. Also, a lot of people who work for NBC Universal Television and our streaming service, Peacock, also work here at the front line. This is also where the majority of our sound stages are, including the largest of the lot, Soundstage 12, or the left-hand side. You see massive movie sets like Frankenstein's Lab back in 1931 built in there. Dracula's Castle built in there as well. Where they built a mansion in Scarface, a clock tower, and Back to the Future. Visitor Center of Jurassic Park. The town of Koeppe, how the Grinch Stole Christmas, and exterior scenes wearing Hubble for Dream of John Fabric. Now, they do have the doors open to some of the sound stages on the left-hand side. You can take a sneak peek on the inside. You'll notice that a lot of these are going to be empty as they prepare and build sets for their shows. They just wrapped up season 2 of Grand Crew on the left-hand side, and they're currently working on season 2 and wrapping up that for Bel Air, starring Jabari Banks. You can actually see that debut on Peacock next Thursday. Now, a little bit further on down the road on the left-hand side is Soundstage number 1, where Kelly Clarkson filmed her show, The Kelly Clarkson Show. So literally, you'll have dozens of shows all filming back to back to back. That's because these sound stages are about 98% soundproof. So you're not going to hear anything outside, just the after your voice on the inside. Over to the left-hand side, you're seeing the base camp for Bel Air, the kind of central hub that they work out on. You can even see some of the actors' dressing room trailers, along the blue stripes going across. Now, Bel Air does use Soundstage 14 now, but right before them, there was a different show that used it called Hacks with Gene Smart. They've won many different awards with that. It's produced by Universal, but airs on HBO, so they'll kind of work out with everyone, make sure we all get to see the shows that we're working on. Everyone say, hi, Chisa. Hi, Chisa. I miss you. If you guys do VIP, Chisa's your dad. All right. Now, over to the left-hand side of Soundstage 14, currently being used by Bel Air, but some of my favorite movies have filmed in there as well. Things like the 1982 classic John Carpenter's The Thing with Kurt Russell and Jurassic Park, directed by Steven Spielberg. Specifically, the scene in Jurassic Park with the Jeep is falling down the branches of the tree right after the T-Rex attacks was all inside that building. Now think about that. That scene takes place outside at night in the rain in the Costa Rican jungle, none of it is crazy. But that's how realistic you can make your movie set Universal movie, or can you call it another movie studio? We'll rent these spaces out to Disney, Warner Brothers, Sony, Paramount, everyone comes out of place. Now, currently working on a few newer television shows like Killing It with Craig Robinson, Raymond Lee's Quantum Leap, and a new one called Ted TV starring Seth MacFarlane as Ted the Teddy Bear. You guys remember the movies he did with Mark Wahlberg? Yeah, it's a television prequel. You can see Ted standing there to the left. He's drinking the dirtiest martini I've ever seen in my life. It's got like an inch of dust on top of it. It's gross. Now, Ted is standing in front of some pretty cool buildings. These bungalows used to be dressing rooms to Hollywood's biggest stars like Doris Day and Rock Hudson. But today they're now office spaces for some of the top writers, directors, and production companies in the business. Companies like $7 on the corner to the left-hand side. That is Dwayne Johnson's production company, The Rock. They do Young Rock for NBC and many other things across Hollywood. Right next to them is Monkey Paw Productions. That's Jordan Peele's production company. He's the man that brought 3 amazing movies of Get Out, Us, and Nope. Down this little alleyway on the left leads to Mark Platt Productions. He's created Wicked on Broadway, among many other things, and is turning that into 2 movies for Universal. And a very famous office on the left, number 5195, that belonged to the incomparable Sir Alfred Hitchcock. Director of movies like Psycho, Rear Window, Vertigo, The Birds, among many others. He had that office for about 20 years. So a lot of history tied even to simple buildings like that. And a different kind of history happening all over the place. We're expanding like we haven't seen in decades. Just to put it in perspective, we have built more sound stages in the last 70 years than we have built in the last 70 years combined. A lot happening. Some of the newer sound stages to our left. Currently working on a brand new television show called Lopez vs. Lopez, starring George Lopez and his daughter, Maya Lopez. You can see that on NBC, I believe, Friday nights. But there's also a lot happening out here in the back lot. We're going to leave the front lot behind and spend the rest of our tour out where the big stuff happens. The back lot is where we film the large exterior scenes for our productions on a very large scale. A lot of these scenes are going to be done inside a permanently built set called, the Metropolitan set over here to the left. This is just one of very many different locales, if you will, that we have all right here. Now, these city streets could be any city in the world you want it to be. That's kind of our founder, Carl Lindley's dream. He not only wanted his own city, he wanted to be able to tell stories that take place all over the world, not just Southern California, but across the country, in New York, and across the ocean, and places like in Europe and Africa, and everywhere you want. But here's the thing. The reason why Hollywood is in Southern California is mainly because, what day is it today? February 17th. It is the middle of winter. And it looks like this. You know what's going to look like in 4 months in the middle of summer? It's going to look like this. That's exactly why Hollywood is here. Because it's easier to change a sunny day into anything else. Now, it will be kind of rainy and cold here in about a week or so. It's going to be like our 1 week of rain. It's going to feel a lot more like London. Anybody here from London or the UK? I'm going to pretend you said yes. Welcome home, yeah. Now, this is our London streets. We've seen As London in Austin Powers movies with Mike Myers. Also, more recently, in Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw with Jason Statham, Idris Elba, and Dwayne Johnson. You can see some folks walking around. I believe they're doing location scouting for production over on our New York street. These are often seen as New York, a little bit easier to film out here than in the real one. But Jimmy Fallon, he films his show, The Tonight Show, in the real New York City. Let's give him a call, see what he's doing. Jim, you there?
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. What's got mugged over there? An old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here. Hey, it's cool guys. I was just, just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
That's right, you make it anyway. Thousands of movies, television shows, commercials, music videos, all filmed in the streets that we're seeing right now. We have classic Academy Award-winning movies, including The Steam with Robert Redford and Paul Newman, one of my personal favorites. This was Old Chicago in that award-winning movie. Shared the same roads as superheroes. I love superheroes. I'm going to go see Ant-Man tomorrow, no spoilers. This was Modern Day New York and My Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2 out here. You can even see it in one of the MCU movies, Captain America: The First Avenger. If you want to see these in action right now on TV, watch Quantum Leap with Raymond Lee, Rutherford Falls on Peacock, or even American Ninja Warrior. That's where they set up their giant obstacle course. But we're going to leave the fake concrete jungle behind for a bit and travel to the prehistoric jungle of Skull Island. Here's Academy Award-winning director Peter Jackson to tell us a little bit more about what's coming up the hill.
It's the original King Kong. Saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, you know, prehistoric times. How can I place it? So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience.
King Kong 360 3D.
He spit right in my face.
One of the largest and most intense 3D experiences on the planet. Using some of the most advanced technology in filmmaking and real imported dinosaur saliva gross. Just one. Is that cool or is that cool?
Very cool.
That's right. Go ahead and take off your 3D glasses. Just don't lose them, alright? They're very expensive. You're going to need them a little bit later on. That epic battle was produced by director Peter Jackson and the filmmaking crew over a company called FEB Digital, now known as FEB. They won 6 Academy Awards over the years for the work on movies like King Kong, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, James Cameron's Avatar, Disney's Jungle Book, and I expect that list to grow. That attraction is projected on movie screens that are about 3 times as large as IMAX screens, holding the world of Skull Island and the king himself, King Kong, come to life.
With a great studios where the audience is in the middle of the modernist, looking in all directions, these creatures coming in and you're seeing on this side and T-Rexes from the other side. Working on a movie, we always know the looking straight ahead or looking for shots we're working on. Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions. Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away. We really created about the community where it's just all getting on the bigger dimension of the picture and presenting it to you. It's a hell of a ride.
While we were in Skull Island, some of you might have noticed, not only did we see some dinosaurs at King Kong, we even saw our own tram projected onto the screen. Remember the T-Rex bit into us? The moment we saw our tram, we saw a picture car. A picture car is any vehicle you see in a movie or television show. It's that simple. It could be a giant tram, small motor scooter, it could be entirely CGI or computer-generated imagery like our tram was, or it could be an actual drivable vehicle like the ones that Nick is showing us right now. Take a look on the left as we pass the sign. We'll start with the yellow Deuce Coupe from American Graffiti. of the Eye's Ferrari is actually a Volkswagen. It's built to look like a Ferrari. It's one of the stunt cars. Real Ferraris were used, but usually just a few shots, slow moving. Some very famous Back to the Future picture cars, including the flying ones from Part 2, and they traveled to the very futuristic year of 2015. You can also go to the past to the Flintstones of John Goodman and Rick Moranis. While there's only one flying car in Harry Potter, we have over a dozen of that picture car, ranging from perfect to post-swamping lore. The gyrosphere from Jurassic World is not missing the glass bubble. It was all digital because we used a real glass bubble, all of the reflections to be straight back to the camera. Some of the newer additions from Jordan Peele's Us and Nope, blessed it. And this tank looking one over here, it is lean, it is mean, it's made of wood. Yeah. Makes it a little bit easier to move that thing. Also, that was used in Transformers, directed by Michael Bay. So what do you think Michael Bay did to that tank?
Destroyed
Blew it up, set it on fire. Yeah, he did all of it. Mainly because a wooden tank you could just put back together and you have it again. And the reason why Michael Bay uses real explosions in practically every single one of his movies is because it looks cool. Literally, it also helps his computer characters of Megatron look that much more realistic. Real flames and fire are called practical effects. You blend those with your CGI, it's going to look very good. Now, we've been blending practical effects with computer effects for decades, including for a movie that's celebrating its 30th anniversary with us this year that we did with Steven Spielberg. We get to visit that area next.
Welcome to Jurassic.
Yeah, Jurassic Park is turning 30. That happened quick. On either side of our tram, we have actual movie side. All the parents are just like, what are you just doing? On either side of the tram, we have actual movie set pieces, props, and picture cards from the first 3 Jurassic Park movies, first 2 of which are directed by Steven Spielberg. Over on the left-hand side, this is the mobile lab you saw in the Lost World Jurassic Park with Jeff Goldblum, Julian Moore, and Vince Vaughn. That too is made mostly out of wood, not only to make it easy to move around, but also easy to push off a cliff like they did here. They're so angry. Oh, right in the mouth. Oh, that's not good.
Got my feet.
Oh, they're going after car 2. All right. Everyone gets attacked. Everyone gets attacked by a dinosaur. If you thought the little guys were mean, wait till you see the big guy up here. In 3, 2, 1. It doesn't do anything. It just stands there. You're waiting for it, though. You're waiting for it. I'm waiting for like the one person to hold their kid up as a shield. You know? Now, when we were making the original Jurassic Park in the early 90s, we didn't just film here, right? Big bunch of movies were filmed all over the world. We call that on location when you're outside of the studio space. So we made a lot of that movie in Costa Rica as well as in Hawaii. They still do tours of Hawaii, the original valley scenes. The issue was when we were filming the movie in Hawaii, we had to shut down production for a good 2 weeks because it kept on raining. Which is ironic when you think about it, because that also is what happens in the movie. The entire park is devastated by a tropical storm. But even though it takes place in our movie, we're not going to film in a real rainstorm. That's dangerous. Anytime you see rain, sleet, snow, or sharknadoes, it's all going to be artificially created, just like what we're going to show you here in Old Mexico. Now, typically, you want your set to be as quiet as possible. That is so you can hear your actor's voice. We don't have any actors out on set with dialogue today. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to have our thunder right here on set. The lighting we see is a big strobe light above our head, and it's a little overcast today, so we don't need to block out the sun. We still need rain, though, so I'm going to go ahead and activate our rain effects. There you go. And just like that, you can have a rainy day. Now, we get our rain by using a super high-tech, sophisticated system called sprinklers. That's all. As long as it's above what the camera sees, looks pretty natural. You need to put out an unnatural amount of water, though. The camera cannot see all the rain that we see, so you need to put out about 4 or 5 times as much as what you want in your movie, which causes issues, because, you know, we're not even putting that much water out there and it's already starting to pool. We don't drain very well in Southern California. Like I said, it's usually sunny, so any rain that we do get, it would just pretty much just floods the entire air. Oh, yeah, like that. Flash flood, hold it around. Yikes. Good luck, R1. Don't worry, y'all, not an actual flash flood. That's a result of thousands of gallons of water being released just like they did in this season. Big Fat Liar. Paul Giamatti, man of mine, Frankie Muniz.
You can't outrun the Wildcat!
We'll see about that.
You can also see the flood in a couple of music videos for songs like Final Months by Enrique Iglesias and Judas by Lady Gaga. As we pull forward, you might recognize this part of Old Mexico as Mexico in Nacho Libre, starring Jack Black. This is also seen as the Pirate City of Tortuga, Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, with Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom. See, a lot of your favorite movies are going to film in the exact corner of Universal, but we won't recognize it because we'll allow the different studios to change it or redecorate whatever they want to do. You might recognize where we're pulling into, though. This is 6 Points, Texas, some of the oldest movie sets in Hollywood, and this is where Quentin Tarantino made Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. If you see the movie, anytime they're on the Western set, it was all right here, putting in that salute to our left-hand side. If you haven't seen the movie, I encourage you to check it out if you're an adult, because it's Quentin Tarantino, very rated R, like very. It's like the only thing he does. But like I said, these are some of the oldest movie sets in Hollywood, and not just Brad and Leo have made movies out here, but some of the world's biggest Western stars. John Wayne, Jimmy Stewart, Auntie Murphy, Clint Eastwood all made Westerns here. Even Harrison Ford was out here a few years ago for his movie Call of the Wild. If you've seen that one, he meets the dog right here in 6 Points. But y'all, we are about midway through our studio tour this afternoon. Again, a reminder, if any mice is for whatever reason, I recommend you going to take it above your head, give it a pull, I'll be back to help. Otherwise, please remain seated, keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle. Now, most of the sets don't have an interior like that saloon. They're just facades, kind of like the building you see on the left. It's just going to be one wall, no interior. You can build the interior. That would just be inside of a soundstage, like the ones that we have across the body of water there to the left-hand side. Inside the soundstage 30 and 31, I believe they're filming today. I've seen a lot of people over there for The Voice. The hip vocal competition show on NBC does great work inside those sound stages. They're moving into season 23. They've been doing the battle rounds, as well as some practices and stuff. Right next to them, there's a different competition series held last summer called American Song Contest with Kelly Clarkson and Snoop Dogg. That was done inside there. I hope they come back. It was very fun. And that is now where American Auto with Anna Gasteyer and John Barinholtz does some filming. But the next area we get to visit is probably my most favorite location in the studio. These streets, dead ahead, is known as Little Europe. Now, Little Europe are also quite old, dating back to the silent film era. A great silent film called The Hunchback of Notre Dame with Lon Chaney Sr., The Man of a Thousand Faces, was made out here. 1930s, All Quiet on the Western Front, which might sound familiar because Netflix just did one that is nominated for Best Picture this year. That was our first Best Picture winning movie, filmed out here in 1930. These streets were both Germany and France. How did they do that? They just changed the language on the sign and put up a different flag. And that's still what we do today, right? But then in 1931, we invented an entire genre on these sets. The monster movie. This is where Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, the Invisible Man, the original Mummy with Boris Karloff all began right here. But as we make our way up the road, I'm going to guess a lot of you are going to recognize this, not from an old scary movie, but from a hilarious television show starring Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. This is The Good Place. The Good Place.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Cool.
This location, the afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here.
So I'm going to pause it right there. That main cafe, Yogurt you see on your screen is directly in front of our driver, Nick. As we pass by, it'll be on your left-hand side. It has the 2 blue doors, you'll see.
Risk going to the bad place?
Hey, well, maybe it's not all that bad.
Hi there. How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
So show of hands. Who here watched The Good Place? All right, Nick, we got some fans here, man. I'm going to be very transparent with you. Even though I work for NBC Universal, I am not mandated to pretend like I like a show just because it's made by NBC Universal. Okay, understand that. I love The Good Place. I adore it. All right, it is created by Michael Schur, the same man who created Parks and Rec, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He's a writer-producer for The Office. So if you like any one of those shows, I definitely do. Definitely check out The Good Place. It has an amazing ensemble cast. Pretty much every single character is just so phenomenal. But if you haven't seen the show, watch it from the beginning. Okay, it is one story, 4 seasons. It's like a book. Don't open a book in the middle. Start from the beginning. Trust me. right? Now, most television shows like The Good Place or Bel Air, Hacks, or any of the other ones that are filming here, they want to make sure that they stay in the studio as much as they possibly can. Because when you film outside, you need to bring everything with you, right? And that's called a company move. It takes a lot of time and a lot of money. Just stay inside the studio. You don't need to worry about it. We also have some pretty more common areas than our little Europe and stuff like that. We have houses. You can see a house over there to the left-hand side, or behind you to the left if you're on car 3 or 4. That was originally built for a show on the Hallmark Channel called Home and Family.
That thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see. You're doing good.
So raise your hand if you have seen War of the Worlds before. Got a few votes? All right, I have another question for you if you've seen this movie. Who else hates Robbie? I hate Robbie so much. Okay, just want to make sure.
Get in.
Robbie is the most annoying teenager you would ever want at the end of the world. Now that set was donated to us by Steven Spielberg, and the next set was donated to us by none other than Jordan Peele. Here are his sets from his newest movie, No.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible mission and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Planet, a nostalgic, small-time, Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park. Over there, look into the winky room and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Show. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Right. A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, Gold Rush Frontier Town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the European hotspot. Welcome to the world of No.
Science fiction thriller, very different than Jordan Peele's previous movies of Get Out and Us. And Nope is available on Peacock until March 17th, so it's pretty easy to see from home. Now, they don't want me to tell you what's going on, but I'm going to anyway. We're being rerouted to go inside this building on the right because we're being chased by somebody, not the golf cart behind us. But apparently there's a bad guy named Owen Shaw after a specific witness aboard our vehicle. But I received a message from an Agent Hobbs in the Fast and Furious crew. You know which one Hobbs is, right? He's the big buff bald guy. You know the other one. You know the other one. Anyway, he told us to pull into here, and he and his crew are going to keep us safe. Just
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
Move! After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime. Hobbs, come to the left. This thing ain't moving fast enough. Lenny, hook him up. Now we're moving. good family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. And you're welcome to join our crew anytime.
All right, part of the crew. That is Fast and Furious Supercharged, the grand finale of our Universal Studios tour. We're going to get you all back into the theme park here, but thank you so much for coming out to the studio tour this afternoon. It's always a pleasure sharing with you all. To all of our annual pass holders on board, it's also purchasing familiar faces here at the train. If you'd like to become an annual pass holder, it's pretty easy to take your names taken up to the Universal box office. Go pay out. Also, be sure to download the official Universal Studios Hollywood app to your phone. We'll confirm that we are open until 10 p.m. tonight. We'll help you see the showtime for Waterworld, see the wait times for our rides and attractions, and help you in visiting our Super Nintendo world. If you have any questions whatsoever, I'll be standing over towards the side. Once again, my name is Tim. I'd love to talk to you. On behalf of our driver Nick, myself, and everyone here at NBC Universal, thank you so much for coming to Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA. In just a moment, we're going to get you back into the Studio Tour Plaza, but again, thank you so much for coming out to the Studio Tour.